Hello there! So right now in this video I'm going to explain a little bit about spiritual healing. What is that? So first of all, who is this for? I specialize in women, so that's why I recommend it more for women 35 plus years old, and I would recommend this for someone who's feeling overwhelmed with negative emotions. So for example, if you feel like you've got a lot of anger inside of you, like you can really feel this anger, you just know you've got it, or like sadness, frustration, I would recommend this for you. If you feel like you have been keeping a lot of things inside of you, so it's kind of like the negative emotions. So this really is toxic for you. It's like, you know, kind of like keeping something that's eventually going to explode, and that's not good, of course. I would also recommend spiritual healing for someone who's got hurtful memories. So memories from the past that are there and just not helping you to move forward. So, for example, someone who witnessed their father died, or that just your father died, your mother died, or a death, right? Someone who was abused by someone. It's like this chain that's there, and that it doesn't help with relationships because of the pain that's attached to it, to the beliefs of being worthy of being loved and respected. So breaking free from those memories is very important. And it doesn't have to be that strong, but it can be just simply emotions like migrating from one country to another. You know, that's also very big, because, you know, everyone has a different story and everyone has different memories that can be a big deal for them. So if someone has memories that feel very painful, I would recommend spiritual healing. And of course, someone that decided to take the transformational program and just go a lot bigger and to really change their whole life, well, I would recommend spiritual healing as support for that, like maintenance. So you already transformed so much, like the direction of your life, you're on your path again, on your path, your journey, your mission, and now just as maintenance, as support, maybe every 3 months, I would recommend spiritual healing. When you're feeling a lot better after this transformation program, maybe you don't even need every 3 months. Maybe it would be like every 6 months and something like that, because you really feel a lot better. A spiritual healing session lasts for 1 hour. You begin lying down, well, you always are lying down on a table, massage table. You receive a little bit of Reiki at the beginning. Then I guide you through the processes that I need to guide you, so that we take care of all of the things that I just mentioned. At the end of every single spiritual healing session, I guide you through a meditation that just, in a very beautiful way, integrates everything that we did in the session. What are the benefits? The benefits are that you feel lighter. You feel lighter because if we take care of all of those negative emotions, well, of course, you feel like you can breathe better. Like there was this load that you just took off. When we talk about those past memories, it's easier to look to the past because your perspective changes. I mean, the memory is there. Of course, we're not going to erase it. It's still going to be there. But the way you can look at it just changes. It stops being painful. It can be more neutral. And because of that, thanks to that, those chains being left somewhere else, thanks to you being free from that, now you can move forward. Because there is a growth, a very special growth in that. So, if I give you an example with me, with my life, I experienced, so when I became a mom, or if we go a little bit before, when I got pregnant, I had, let's go a little bit before that, I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was around 15. So although the seizures were pretty much controlled, when I got pregnant, I realized that the medicine that I was taking said that it was harmful for my baby. So as the ignorant 25-year-old that I was, I just decided to simply stop taking medication. And because of that, I had seizures every week. We never knew when this was going to happen. And the first thing that happened was that I was driving, and I drove inside of a house and took 6 cars with me. Thank God no one was hurt, and the insurance could pay for all of that, but still it was a shock for all of us. I stopped driving. I sold my car, so that the freedom that you get from having your car, from driving all around, just was gone. Then another thing that happened was that I was in going to the shower, and before I could put the cold water there, I had a seizure, and then I got a 3rd-degree burn right in my butt. And well, I began to feel really horrible because my skin just looked crunchy in that area. So yeah, I stopped feeling pretty. And then I stopped feeling like a good mom. Why? Because, well, I imagine I had to have someone checking on my daughter when I was showering her. Because if I was showering her, if something happened to me, she could drown. So I needed someone to be there to jump in case something happened. Fortunately, that never happened. So I could always be the one showering my baby, both of them. But still, I never had that moment where you're just with your girl, having that little experience there. And it was really painful. So my self-esteem was really low. I had a lot of anger and sadness and resentment, and just imagine the whole smoothie of emotions. And I began to work on myself and study so many different therapies. I mean, I had already learned many different therapies, but after this I had to relearn and learn some new things. All of the ones that I apply in these sessions, I also learned life coaching. And little by little, after merging like complementary therapies and the medicine nowadays, or well, the typical medicine, well, I stopped having seizures. I was able to drive again. That anger, that sadness was gone. The scar that was left, I mean, it stopped looking like crunchy bacon. Stopped looking like that. The color of the scar is now skin color, so I don't feel it's kind of like I accept the way it looks. Plus I do have still one cheek that looks really nice, and it's like you connect more with your inner beauty too, because I mean it was just here, and it brought my husband, myself, a lot closer, and he still thinks that I'm incredibly beautiful, and I look into the mirror and I do feel beautiful too, inside, outside. And it's, you know, there are parts of your life that if they leave a physical mark, you can actually see them as something beautiful, because it's a memory of how strong you were, how strong you were, and how you could overcome difficult situations. So instead of looking at yourself down and feeling like your self-esteem is low, you can actually just go and see yourself as someone who was actually very strong, and you can admire yourself. So that's what that did to me. And I can leave you down, if you want, you can read down there all the different testimonials from other people that I have helped. And it has been a privilege and a pleasure to help hundreds of women all around the world so that they feel better. Because honestly, feeling overwhelmed with so many negative emotions, or feeling like you're keeping so much inside that it's toxic, it's just not good. Having hurtful memories that just are pulling you down, it's not nice. And, you know, feeling like you do need some support because you already had this transformation program, and then you go like, whoop, so what's next? And what if I start feeling different? Do I have to take another transformation program? No, you know, you can do that maybe once a year, or maybe every 2 years. But meanwhile, you can still be supported with a spiritual healing session from time to time, you know, depending how you're feeling, because it's very personal. So I guess I covered all. And of course, if you've got any doubts, you can contact me, you can write me, you can call me. And well, this is what a spiritual healing is. And as always,